Welcome to Rogues Gallery Live. I'm Chris, the Batman Statue Collector, and this is podcast number 20. We have an amazing show for all of you guys today, and we have an amazing gallery, including a first-timer here with us tonight. I'm really excited that we have a very special guest tonight. But as always, with us, Mr. Lawrence Old Jr., welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again, Chris. Appreciate it. Hello, everyone.
And also, of course, Dan Dufault is with us tonight.
Hey, guys. Glad to be here. Hi, everybody.
And we have Mr. Jeff Morris with us, as always.
Hey, guys.
And for the very first time, Mr. George from MCE. How's it going, George?
So, guys, thanks for having me.
I'm so glad that you're finally on Rogues Gallery Live. I wanted you on for a long time, so I'm really glad that you could make it. I know you have a very busy schedule yourself with your channel, so I'm really glad you took the time to hang out with us a little bit tonight. I think the topics we're going to talk about definitely apply to you as well, with some of your statues that you own. So I'm really excited to talk about those issues tonight. So basically on our agenda for the show, we're going to talk a little bit about the reveals from Prime One Studio. Prime One, just yesterday actually, started their Batman 80th exhibition. And I was hoping for a whole bunch of reveals. We did get some. And so I do want to go through those pictures and get your thoughts on those statues. I'm sure you guys have seen the images over the last 24 hours. And then I also want to give everybody an update on the leaning issue with Prime One Studio with the Batman Hush. Myself, Dan, and George all own that piece. And I'm just curious as to what your thoughts are on the solution. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well, and maybe some other things and some other photos as we go. But anyway, I just want to welcome everybody to the show. I want to welcome everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Real quick, I just want to say hello to the chat. Some of the people in the chat. We got Tin Man. Hello. Rhino Figs was here before the show even started, so thank you, Rhino Figs. Edwin Diaz is here.
Edwin.
Yep. Area 51. Glenn L. B. Alex Thompson. Adam W. is in the house. Let's see if I'm missing anybody right off. Gabriel Ross. Dark Mufasa. Thank you for being here. That's the ones I see right off the bat. So, and Junior Statue Collector. Hey, Junior, welcome. So anyway, and Nate Nance, there's another one. So thank you guys for being in the chat. So let's start the show off with the Prime One stuff. So you guys want to look at some photos right off the bat, and we'll talk about them.
Yeah,
cool.
All right.
I haven't used this before, the SteamYard.
Yeah, it's really good. It's with Google Hangouts, it went away. It just all of a sudden we heard that it was going to go away, but we didn't know when, and then just all of a sudden it did. So I give a big shout out to Thor Gunderson over at Darth Castle. He was playing around with it one day, and it's been really good. There's a lot of options. There's a little bit of limitations to what it can do. It's not as slick as your presentation. I love what you do on your channel.
Thanks.
But anyway, if anybody doesn't know about MC, George, tell us a little bit about your channel while we're getting the pictures loaded.
We got a very similar channel to Batman Statue Collector. So we talk about collectibles. We do have a pop figure hunt with Seth. That's a little bit different, and it's a fun experience with him. It's usually a once a week thing where he goes out and it's a weekly long pop hunt, and it's a lot of fun. Good show. I myself do statue reviews like Chris does. I tend to review mostly Marvel characters. I only have one Batman statue, although I got another Batman statue on order. It's the only DC character I like, so
Hey, you picked a good one.
I know. For me, it's the best one. It's a daily argument with me and my buddy at work. He's a big Superman fan, so we always go back and forth. And then it's the same thing with Iron Man and Captain America. We fight back and forth with that. Obviously, I like Iron Man. And then I'm a big Star Wars nut, so I like Star Wars stuff, and I get a lot of that. So that's what goes on our channel. We have also the Geek Show that goes on Monday nights, and it's very similar to the Rogues Gallery.
Yeah, definitely check it out. If you've never checked it out, please visit his channel, MCA Marvelous Statues. Give him a subscribe, and tell him the Batman Statue Collector sent you. So hopefully You'll check that out because it's a great channel. And I've met George in person. We got to ride a ride at Disney World together. That was pretty awesome.
Hopefully we get to the Falcon ride one of these days when you get down here.
I would love that. That'd be awesome. So we'll talk a little bit about Star Wars if we have time later in the show. So because George just went to Galaxy's Edge at Disney World at Hollywood Studios. So a lot of you guys know I'm a massive Disney fan. So I'd love to hear his thoughts on that. All right, let's go ahead and get into the photos. So let's see. Let me get the screen share here. All right. Can you guys see the photos okay?
Yep.
Okay. So this was the advertisement. Like I said, Batman Special Gallery. Prime One has kind of been shying away a little bit of doing the bigger events like Wonderfest. They do have a presence there. Sometimes they've said they won't go at all, but then they do usually. But they just don't have as big of a booth as normal. They wanted to focus on this gallery that they have. It's basically their store. I personally like it when they do Wonderfest. I like that presentation a little bit better just because it's a big space and usually they have a ton of statues. But I was excited that they were going to do this Batman exhibition. And so I was told through some of my sources that they were going to have some new reveals, and they did. And let's go through them here. So this is what their store looks like if you guys have never seen it out there in the chat. But basically the first image we got was, a lot of my pieces that I have, all these Arkham pieces. I was kind of surprised by some of them that they had there because some of them are sold out. So I was surprised that that's what they wanted to focus on. But I personally was really hoping for a Poison Ivy reveal that was teased a while ago, but we didn't get that, unfortunately. But hopefully we will soon. Another display here. Go back to that. But then this was kind of the teaser image that they had, behind Poison or behind Harley Quinn were some new statues, and this is what was revealed. So this was the first one, and this is Deadshot. This is a Jason Fabok illustration, basically from Suicide Squad, and it's pretty amazing. It kind of came out of the blue. What do you guys think of this one?
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's really cool, really different. It's funny, I was looking at the reaction this afternoon online, Chris, and what struck me was, people are so quick to say, geez, we wish Prime One and Sideshow for that matter would do something different, right? Everybody does Batman, Wolverine, do something different. And I felt like they really did something different here. And it was kind of interesting looking at the mixed reaction to this one. I think it's really cool.
I do too. Do you think it's because it's just a little bit of a different take?
Yeah, I do. Right? It's just outside of the ordinary. It's not the orange and blue. It's just different.
He looks buffer too.
That's true. That's right, Joe. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely looks more menacing than what I remember him looking like, and just I like the way the base looks, and with the I guess they're not really gargoyles, but whatever that is, the statues.
Yep. Yeah, it's like death. It's like the angel of death. Which Prime One has done, similar things to this. They tend to have a similar base with all of these statues that I have. They're all kind of gargoyle-like or angel, which I like. I do sometimes wish that they would take a risk and do something a little bit different. But it does tie everything in together. Of course, you see these gargoyles and you think Gotham immediately. He's definitely a bulkier version. Here's an actual illustration from Jason. I am not as familiar with the Suicide Squad source material. It's just not something that I read, but I wanted to look for images that, this is obviously a direct, rendering from these illustrations. So it was also interesting. Some people were asking Jason about this statue because a lot of people thought maybe that there would be a Batman first, like a version of his Batman.
Yeah.
But he did say in either a tweet or an Instagram post that this is the first of many. So if you are a Jason Fabok fan, this is definitely going to be right up your alley. This, of course, goes with that Harley Quinn and also the katana that we're going to see here in a moment. So definitely. Oh, and the Deathstroke. Deathstroke is also part of that, with part of that same line. So cool. What do you think of this one, Jeff?
I think he looks really good. I'm not familiar with the look of this version, but isn't the pose real similar to the other Deadshot?
I don't think there has been a dead shot done.
I think the only other one is
No,
from the
I'm
movie,
thinking
right?
of
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. It is similar to the Arkham one that I have. I mean, it's a little bit similar. This one actually reminds me a little bit more of the Zod pose.
Right.
And I'm kind of wondering if they'll maybe do like a more of a traditional look head sculpt.
Yeah.
Because this one's, again, is really modern. Kind of like almost like robotic to me.
Yeah. But this is where Prime One shines, right? You got a 1/3 scale statue in kind of a museum style pose, a very a safe play compared to like what they did with the Hush Batman.
Yeah, I see more and more dynamic poses because that's what people want. But I also think with those dynamic poses, it does make you fear leaning. And yes, museum poses can be boring to a lot of people. A lot of my statues that I have are museum poses, and I get that point. But at the same time, I don't worry about most of them having any sort of leaning issue.
And I used to be one of the biggest advocates about that. When I first started seeing the Prime One pieces, I used to fear or used to say that they're boring statues. They're all standing straight up. But now that I've seen the issues with this Batman, and then also having a dynamic pose, in terms of space, I can understand why having a big statue like that you would want it to be in a museum style pose. And I don't think it's bad anymore. I kind of like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I do like the Batman
Terminator feel. That's what I'm seeing. The head and the shoulders. Because I kept thinking,
it's true.
What does it remind me of?
Yeah, I could see that. One thing I like is the color too. Like all my Batman statues, everything's so gray and drab. To add a pop of color, I think this would look really good too with the Nightfall Batman. Something like that right next to him. But I know it's a little mending of worlds, but pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it does blend well though in terms of the bases on. That sort of like angel, whatever base that is there. Yeah. I mean that matches. I mean you could stick that with Noel. You could stick that with. You could stick that with the Damned line, even though you're mixing again, it still has the same kind of consistent feel to it with that sort of look and that sort of Gotham style, if you will.
I think you could even put this next to the Arkham line too.
I think it all blends in very well. Yeah. I really like the detail. I like the detail on the strap across his chest. Like his utility belt. Yeah, I think there are some very nice touches to this piece. I think that I do like the armor, and I like the helmet. I mean this to me just it's what it would look like, I suppose. Jumping off the page into a real life scenario. I think it looks cool.
I think this is going to be one that grows on me. I collect villains, so. I don't have a Deadshot, so this might be one that I end up picking up.
Yeah, it's a cool rogue. I mean, certainly doesn't get a lot of love, but
no,
he's definitely very cool.
This guy usually gets more love for sure. Deathstroke, of course, this is just an updated photo of him. This is another one that I'm considering getting. I want to see what my new setup's going to look like before I make any more decisions on what to get, but I do like this one. This is another one that's kind of leaning forward, but his foot's propped up. So I don't think he will lean anymore because he's actually on a base leaning forward, but still a cool statue. This is a new one that was a kind of a big surprise. This one's called The Drowned, and this one's from Dark Knight's Metal. I have read some of Metal, not a ton, but basically I believe her name is Bryce Wayne. Have you guys, any of you read this?
Yes.
With her?
Yep.
Am I right? Bryce Wayne, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Can you guys let everybody know kind of about her?
So she is sort of this version of Bruce Wayne in an alternate dimension that ends up, fighting against, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, because it's probably been a year or so since I've read it, but fighting against Aquaman, right?
Yep.
And then it's almost like a merging of the two, I believe.
Yep.
So during that fight, whatever happens, however those beings come, all those different versions of Batman, Bruce Wayne that merge with their counterpart that they're fighting. This is from that world, and she becomes this sort of evil incarnation, and decides to basically drown out the rest of humanity in her world, and then ends up following the Batman Who Laughs and going to other worlds and destroying them because of the way that her world unfolded. She's just, becomes this very angry version of Bryce Wayne, and just sort of is hellbent on destruction of planets.
Yep.
That's cool. Well, this is another Jason Fabok illustration here. And I don't know if he's the only one that's drawn her, but really unique base here. Look at the octopus. I love the tentacles.
Yeah, man, that jumps right off the page. I mean, that's like perfect compared to, when you look at the drawing. It's really well done.
Is this a statue that any of you would pick up?
Boy, I tell you what, it's tempting. If you were going all in on the Batman Who Laughs in the metal, I mean, this makes me believe that they're coming with the other Dark Knight's metal.
Oh yeah, you better believe it.
Characters.
Yeah, if you wanted, oh man, that would be an awesome setup if you had him in the middle.
Yeah,
all these guys around him.
Yep, exactly.
I think you're definitely going to see that from Prime One. I'm almost positive. Yeah. Let's see. This is another new one. That was another big surprise. This is Grail, and this is Darkseid's daughter. Any of you guys know anything about her? Again, another character I'm not as familiar with.
Me neither.
Cool sculpt.
Yeah, I have to admit my knowledge base on her is pretty limited.
I like that smiling sculpt better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a cool sculpt, and I think it's going to be really great Prime One quality. Again, I think a lot of people are really hoping for the characters that are more well known, that they've teased for a while. But at the same time, it's neat that they are continuing to give us characters that no one else is making. So I tip my hat to Prime One for that. That's kind of what she looks like in the comics. There. Let's see. This is another one. This is one that I have on pre-order. This is the Hush Poison Ivy. But we did get, for the very first time, the exclusive. And the exclusive is the cat with the vine and the briefcase taken directly from the comic, which is really cool. So it's just cool to see it printed. This isn't one you're getting, is it, George?
Yeah, I actually have her on order also.
Do you? That's awesome. That's really cool.
Whether or not I'm going to keep her,
yeah, it'll depend on the direction of your collection. That's for sure.
Just looks like a massive piece. Is this thing huge? I've never seen it in person.
I've seen it in person. It's very, very big.
It looks enormous.
Yeah. I was definitely eating with my eyes when I bought these 3 statues.
No doubt.
Eating with my eyes. Uh-huh.
I remember when, I think it was it Imaginarium Arts, I think, that had this original render, and then Prime One bought it, and I was so excited that she was going to come to life in this way. And I love her. I do worry a little bit because I've seen pictures of her, and George, maybe you can attest to this. If she was right next to Batman, I feel like Batman's oversized compared to her. I
didn't get that impression, but then again, she wasn't directly next to Batman. I think it was like her, and then Superman was in the middle, and then Batman was next to her. I didn't get the feeling like Batman was too big for her.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that, because I was wondering if I put her right, because that's the plan, is to put her right next to my Hush Batman, and I just didn't know if it would look good together. And I do have Huntress also on pre-order. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep her or not.
You still have that one, huh, Chris? You've been talking about that one for a while.
I do have her. Yeah, I really like it, but I just don't know how I'm going to display it. If it's just her and Hush, or if it's just her and Batman and Poison Ivy, I don't know if that would look weird.
Right.
Maybe if they threw in, I'm really hoping they do a Joker or a Harley. But I just don't think they're going to do it. I think if anything, they're going to do the Catwoman.
See, I would go with Catwoman or Joker. One of those two.
Yeah.
I would Poison Ivy. The only reason why I got her was because I have never seen a more beautiful looking Poison Ivy. This is the best I've ever seen. So it's
Yeah.
why I picked it up.
I agree. I just think she looks great.
I think
And I think too that with all these Prime One pieces, like like I have my Sideshow collection with they all fit together. I do feel like you could put like this Hush Poison Ivy next to the Suicide Squad Deathstroke.
Sure.
I feel like all of the comic ones will fit together. And I love that they're done by different artists, comic book artists. So that makes it even cooler to me.
Yeah.
But I do like this little exclusive. I'm glad I got that. It's kind of neat. Especially if they don't do Catwoman, that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
They gotta do Catwoman. I mean, come on.
Chris, that Huntress though, she's beautiful as well. I just think she's one of the most beautiful female, statues that
Yeah,
that I've
she's
seen.
phenomenal.
It's very pretty.
She's pretty, and I love it. And again, it's just not one of my favorite characters. So I'm
Right.
to the point where like, am I going to spend $1,100 on a character I don't really care that much about?
Exactly.
And that's where I'm really at with my collection.
Yep, me too.
But I do want her, and it'll be a tough decision whether I keep her or not.
Yeah.
I'm also at the same crossroads. I still have the Catwoman from Dark Knight Rises. I still have that in my pre-order. It just got delayed. I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to cancel that one.
Yeah.
We also saw another image of Lee Bermejo Joker. I actually put this on Instagram today, and Lee Bermejo messaged me and thanked me for sharing it. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Again, one of my favorite artists. If people in the chat never saw the interview with him on my channel, definitely go check that out because it was just the honor of a lifetime to be able to talk to him. That was so cool. But this is my number one pre-order I can't wait for. I just cannot wait.
Yeah, you're gonna like that one.
I love it. And you saw that one in person too, George, right?
Oh yeah, that one made me stop.
This is incredible.
The year before it was Poison Ivy that made me stop. This year it was Joker.
Yeah, it's just great. We finally got to see Katana. We did see a teaser of her, a digital render last year or maybe more. But we finally get to see her. This again is part of that Suicide Squad line. What do you guys think of this one?
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think she looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the base.
Me too. Love.
The base is really nice.
Yeah, it's really well done with the tree, and I just think it's cool. The lighting is kind of bad. She looks kind of plasticky in all these.
That picture you just had before, that looks like an art print, man.
Yeah,
This one right here, it does. Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the coloring of like there was kind of like an Arkham line they did, the DC collectibles, where it was like black and white, but they added the pops of color.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
This reminds me of that. I love that look.
Yeah, it looks really great.
But I think she'll be real popular. I don't think this would be one that I would purchase. Any of you would be willing to get this one?
I just don't know. Like you were saying about Huntress, I don't know that I love her enough to spend the $1,000 and the real estate on her.
Yeah.
But I do love the look. And Chris, is this one of those? Oh, sorry, that banner. I've got one of those black, white, and red Arkham City pieces.
Sorry, do I have the banner still going? Let me get that out of the way. Sorry, let me turn that off. Sorry, guys. That would help.
That's right.
Oh, okay. Let me go back.
That's nice.
Let me go back into that. Sorry, guys.
That's what size is that Harley Quinn?
This is she's small. I think she's probably maybe 9-10 inches tall.
Okay.
But she's that black, white, and red series, and they all look awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Yep.
Just love that one.
Yeah.
Like I said, just reminds me of that, and I think if you're a big Katana fan, this is a must.
Yeah, I agree.
Just not for me.
Yep.
Right.
This is another cool photo I liked because this is the first time that Prime One's taken a photo of the Batman Damned and Joker next to the Noel. I do have the Noel. It's one of my favorites in my collection. I was debating whether to get the Damned instead and sell Noel. I also was a little bit worried from this photo because it looked like maybe the Joker's base isn't quite as tall as the Noel Batman, so I didn't know for sure if it would look as good together, but from another angle it looked like they're about the same. It's just the depth of the photo makes it look smaller, but man, I just cannot wait to pair these two together. I love it. And I still like the Damn too. I just it's just not as I just don't like it as much.
I agree. I'm a bigger fan of the Noel version. It's I don't know, less armored, more fabric looking in terms of the suit. Not that there's anything wrong with Damned, it's just a preference.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the other
weird.
I think the other preference too, I've always preferred my Batman with the white lenses. I think the Damned has eyeballs.
Yeah.
Whereas the Noel has the white lenses, because it was a skin from a game versus the actual like Noel. Because Noel, when you read that, it shows his eyes.
Yeah.
But I've always preferred the white lenses, so that's just a preference for me too. And this Joker is one that I go back and forth on. It's like I don't have the room, but I could find the room, and, and it's because I would love to pair these two together as well. I think I'm like I could sell my Aquaman premium format and a couple of others.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So, come to the dark side, my friend.
I know it. God damn it.
George, did you see Damned in person? Was he there?
Yeah, he was right next to Joker.
Have you seen Noel in person?
Yeah, I've seen Noel in person too.
So, where do you weigh on this? Do you have one you like better?
Not really. I'm more of a fan of the like Jim Lee style Batman, or
Yeah.
I don't really like the way the cowl sits on the Noel Batman. It looks kind of different to me.
Yeah.
So it's just not one of my favorite suits. But I think if I had to choose between each which one it would go, I still probably would go with Noel over Damned also.
Nice.
Okay.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited about those. I can't wait to put those together. And so anyway, we'll move on to the next one. This again was shown one of the last conventions. Is this 1/4 scale? Or is it 1/3? I think it might be. I can't remember if it was. I feel like it's a little smaller. But this was also from Dark Knight's Metal as well. So I don't know if you could, pair this with the Drowned pieces and the Batman Who Laughs, but I think it all looked good together.
So
It would be really nice if it was quarter scale.
Yeah, it almost has to be, right?
Yeah, I just feel like I don't remember.
Huge at 1/3. Maybe it is 1/3, but man, that's going to be god awfully huge.
I just feel, you can see her in the background here, and she's up here. I just feel like this is a little smaller scale, but I could be wrong. I need to find out. This was
the
also,
level of detail on it though is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That dragon, that Joker dragon, is sick.
Oh, I just saw Bane. I've not seen one photo of Bane back there. Now I just realized he's back there. I thought it was weird that they didn't include him in the show, but he is back there. This is the Dark Knight Returns Superman. We've seen him teased a couple times. So this was the first time I can remember seeing this kryptonite arrow. Have you guys ever seen that before?
No.
Did they
no.
change the head sculpt? George, was this one at SDCC?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't? Okay.
This one's only been at a couple shows, I think. Now there was a second head where he's like grimacing and he's got the
that's what I'm thinking of. Yep.
So I think that there's going to be multiple head sculpts with this one, and I'm surprised because we've seen him for about a year now, I think.
Yeah.
It's still no pre-order, so it's been odd to me that they haven't put that. Maybe they just needed to tweak it, or there's things they didn't like about it.
The hair looks different on this one because the other one,
The
it
hair
seemed like
does
the
look
curl was falling down
Right.
on the forehead.
Yep.
Right. That Frank
I
Miller
just
curl
still
kind of has
see
it
John
going.
Goodwin when I see this guy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, didn't the original head look a little older?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
And I
looks
don't know if
like
it's the
Ronald
lighting.
Reagan.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the lighting because it's in the shadow there, like with that picture, like his face is shadowed, so it's not maybe showing as many of the lines.
Okay.
But
He does look younger to me here.
he looked younger to me too.
I think this looks better now. I love the texture on the suit,
I was
Yeah,
gonna
the
say that.
texture on the suit is great.
and he's big. Like the Batman, the Dark Knight Returns Batman is massive, but this is actually bigger. Crazy big.
Yeah, I wonder how they would pair up together. This one and then the original game skin Dark Knight version.
I bet he'll
or
be way bigger
even Dark Knight 3.
because their 1/3 scales, like some of their newer stuff, is bigger. They call it 1/3 scale, but it's bigger than 1/3 scale. So I think he would dwarf him. But again, I could be wrong. But I just seeing some of these sizes of these. I think there was another. Let me go back. I think there was another photo right at the beginning where you can see. Like look at the size. This is Noel right here, 1/3 scale. Look how big he is.
Right.
He looks almost a third bigger.
Yeah, he does look bigger.
1/3 scale. See.
Oh yeah.
So you can really tell it in that photo. And again, it could be the angle but I do feel like some of their 1/3 scales are just bigger.
You know what looks like that is Chris is the Justice League Batman. I've seen a lot of people. I've been paying attention because I ordered one.
Yeah.
People pairing that with the Superman Hush, and they look really good together. Much better than the Batman Hush, I think, with the Superman Hush.
Oh, cool. I have not seen that, but that's a good idea.
Yep, they look great together. And I think it's because the Batman is so oversized relative to other 1/3s. But
yeah, it's so weird. Even like some people have like I think it was who was it? Well, even George Rawl had it where they had him side by side with the Suicide Squad one.
Oh yeah,
it dwarfed it. It's the same
exactly.
Scale. Yeah, same scale. So I don't really know how they come up with their sizing, but it is a concern for people that want it to look good together next to each other.
Yep.
This was another one we saw. We've seen this one before. Again, just an incredible piece from 0 Year, but I did want to throw that in there because I thought it was cool.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's got a new arm that they haven't shown before with that arrow. So he's holding like a crossbow.
And there, I feel like there was maybe.
That's the EX.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one was based on Capullo art, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would like to see them do the Capullo Batman New 52.
Me too.
That would be cool.
Amen.
But George, don't you feel like even though this is a Capullo statue that looks like Jim Lee's Batman?
The faces on them look the same, but the detail on them, the detail on the Batman shading, I think, is a little bit different. But yeah, it does have a Jim Lee styled square jaw face.
Yep.
and
Which
eyes.
I love. I love his art. So it's just kind of funny to me that it doesn't look very Capullo to me when I look at that.
Capullo has like a different nose, right? Like the way it's shaped in there. It's kind of like more angle.
More angle.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's real different. But
yeah, I'd like to see that one. If they made that one, I would definitely buy that one. I have to make more room for more Batmans. I think he's the only character I actually have more than one of eventually.
that was another big complaint about this exhibition is that it's this Batman 80th, but there was no new Batman.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was interesting. But ones that I was really hoping to see, I really wanted to see Talon.
Yep.
I think that is going to be one that I have to own because I love the Court of Owls storyline.
Yep.
And also people were expecting the Hush Catwoman. They were expecting the Arkham Poison Ivy and still haven't received those. Now, I did reach out to Prime One and some of their packs. I have not heard back yet, but I did ask whether they were going to reveal things throughout the month. I thought that'd be pretty cool. Is if maybe on the 15th they throw in another statue here and there because it is going to be available the entire month of September at their Tokyo store. So my fingers are crossed. Anything you guys would like to see or hope that they reveal in the next month?
Well, like you, I mean, a lot of the same ones. I was looking forward to a Talon. I was looking forward to that Ivy, the Arkham Ivy. Man, that would be great. And maybe surprise us with Riddler or Penguin would be awesome.
I like the way you're thinking. So
I am a holding out for those. So, I mean, I have to think, it's early in the month. They've got to be planning some other things for this month. They have to.
Gosh, I would hope so.
Yeah.
But we'll see. What about you guys? Anything else you would like to see?
I think just for a long time, people have been clamoring for the 1/3 Fabok. I think they got a version of that in the 1/5 line, but I think they want a 1/3.
What's up, Fate?
Yeah, Pop Culture Fate in the house. How's it going tonight? Thank you for joining us. And Junior Statue Collector, I like the way he's thinking too. He says, I want a Hush, please hear my prayers. You talk about obscure characters, no one's done Hush. And maybe a DC Collectibles, maybe small statue, maybe that they did, or maybe a figure, but I don't think anybody's done a statue of him at all. So that's a great point. I would love to see that. Vincent says, "Why no Robin ever? Why do you guys think no one ever makes him? Do you think they don't think he'll sell?"
That's kind of funny. It's not a character I would buy.
Yeah, me neither. I wouldn't buy a Robin.
Yeah. I don't know why. He's a Batman character.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
I think they did what they could with the Arkham line on those. I mean, they do have a Nightwing out there. They've got the Jason Todd Robin, and then they did the Super Sons with Damian and So I don't know.
See, I'm okay with buying a Nightwing. Well, actually, you know what? It's funny. I did buy the Super Sons. So I guess I am getting a Robin.
There you
I
go.
forgot you were getting that one. And you really like that piece.
Yo, I love that piece. That was awesome. I wish I had sons. If I had at least one son, then I could say, okay, I got this pieces because the idea of having a son would be awesome. I always wanted one. But I got 2 girls. It's okay. My youngest daughter today wanted to see Star Wars. She comes up to me and she tells me to put Star Wars on. I was like, you're killing me.
There you go.
Sat down, I wanted to cry for a little bit.
So you have a connection though to that storyline with Robin and Superboy?
No, actually, I'm gonna read that. My buddy did tell me it was really good. I just love the way that piece looks. It looks fun, and I like that you got the Superboy and Robin there. So it's kind of my idea initially was to have the Superman Hush, then have Super Sons in the middle and Batman on the other side. So you would have kind of like
Cool. Yeah, I feel like that Robin piece is just a really good complement piece. It's not one you would just maybe stand out alone, but I feel like it would look great, like you said, with a great diorama like that.
Yeah,
it would be really cool. That'd be neat.
Well, we'll have the Batman who laughs crows. Does that count? I mean,
that's right. Yeah, that's right. So I will have some Robins in my collection, and I'm really excited because I ordered the Sideshow Scarecrow, and of course that has Jason Todd zombie. So
that counts.
Yeah, I'll have they're all basically, what are they, undead?
The undead.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty funny. And like Eric says, yeah, I'll definitely get the dead Robin. So that's exactly right. That's awesome. All right, well, let's go into our second topic, and that is the Hush statue leaning update. If you guys saw the last show or follow us on the groups, a lot of collectors, I think it was maybe, was it you, George, or Mac, or somebody that first kind of posted about this, maybe Mac, about the Hush that's behind you, George. I own it. You own it. Dan owns it. I know a lot of other collectors, including Mac Main, does. And it's a phenomenal statue. I absolutely love it. But the cape is really heavy, and people started noticing that it started to lean a little bit. And so people contacted Prime One. The response wasn't exactly what people were expecting, but they did say, give us time. And I want to read the statement from Prime One here, just so you guys can know out there. This is what they said. I would like to give you all an update on the issue to the Hush Batman statue. We apologize for the inconvenience caused by this issue and appreciate it to everyone for bringing it to our attention. Thank you for your feedback, understanding, and time for us to review this concern internally. To prevent the statue from leaning, we will have created an additional support part which will securely hold the cape in place. We are already starting the production, and we hope to have it completed at earliest as possible. This additional part will be provided to orders on Prime One's online store. If you've already received your order from them, they will send it directly to you. If you haven't received your order yet, they will now include it inside the packaging. And if you ordered through your local store or through like Sideshow, like I did you order yours through Sideshow too? Both of you guys?
Yeah.
Mine's through Prime One.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dan, yours will apparently just come. Hopefully. And it says we will provide our part to all of our distributors, which you may expect to receive an inquiry from your dealer or retailer on the approximate time you will receive it. We once again apologize for the inconvenience that this may have caused, and we will hope we have eased your concern by providing this support part. I do want to show everybody real quick here what that part looks like. For those of you that might not have seen it, get out of there. All right, here is the support post that they're talking about. Basically, the cape will slide into this, and it will fit on the base. So you can see it here. My thought originally was that I was really hoping that they would do just a lighter cape. I thought that would maybe solve the problem. Again, I don't know the cost associated with that. If it was PVC, I know PVC is not cheap. But anyway, it looks like it will hold the cape up a little bit. For those of you that have this statue, what are your thoughts? What do you guys think about this solution?
I think it's cool that they came up with the post. I do wish they would have done the lighter cape. My concern with this really is you need to have the footprint to be able to put that back there. And I'm wondering how many of us are just, because the base is so big, Like, when it sits on top of my Besta, it's taking up the entire Besta. I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually put that back there to hold the cape.
So this is kind of on the backish side, right? I mean,
Mhm.
that's that very far corner.
I should have enough space, but I'm just thinking.
And it looks like it's just going to sit. I mean, it's not going to actually attach.
You know, Chris, on that picture, if you go back just one, sorry.
This one?
Yeah. So what's interesting there is, you know, if I luckily I took pictures of mine when I set it up day one, right? And I've got actually really good close-ups that show the cape is a pretty good distance off the gargoyle's head. Like, it's not even close. If I had to guess, I'd say it's a good inch off the gargoyle's head. And now it's laying on the head, right? So my question is, when I put that post under there, is it propping it back into that 1 inch above position, or is it stopping it from sinking down any further? And
It doesn't look like it.
It doesn't. It looks like it's just going to support it right where it is right now, which is laying on the gargoyle's head.
Because I agree. I think it might have been your video you had, George, where, because I remember it up high too. And of course, mine's packed away. A lot of you guys know that I'm moving. It's still in storage. I'm getting ready to move this week. And so I'm anxious to put him back up so I can see where mine is. And maybe mine's a month behind everybody else. I don't know. But I remember mine being up well above the gargoyle head. George, same with you?
Same with me.
So it is concerning that those photos, it looks like they are right on that head, like you said. So I mean, I wish it was up higher. I'd rather it be like it was, you know, because that's the way the pose was supposed to be. But it does make me feel good that at least it would prevent it from going any further.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
like I was lifting the cape up the other day to try to see if I can get it into place. But in order for me to get the cape up where it used to be, or where I thought it was, or at least from what I'm seeing in the pictures from Prime 1, the back foot would almost have to be higher for me. Like if I prop something underneath there, then the cape would sit where it needed to be. So I don't know. I don't really understand what's going on there exactly, but something's not right.
Now I've seen some people like with the front foot peg where it looked like it had like deteriorated, you know, maybe from being pulled down. Is yours like that, or do you feel like your front peg's pretty strong?
No, it's loose, and it comes to a stop. Like, is the best way I could put it. Like I feel like the metal rod is coming to a point where it's just hitting, and I can actually turn the left foot just a little bit. And if it wasn't for that key was so big, you know, it keeps it from going any further. But if that wasn't there, I could actually do a full spin on it.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's something to watch, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, on yours. So that, to me, that kind of begs the question. You know, we have other statues like the Superman with the sculpted cape. I look at newer statues like that, the Sideshow Flash. People keep asking for these dynamic poses, but at the same time, like we mentioned earlier, where are you guys at with that? Like, do you guys feel like all these, you know, front facing, you know, yes, they have a metal rod, but over time, you know, is that going to fall? What do you guys think?
Man, I think it depends. I mean, you're going to have to use lighter weight materials if you want something like that. I think it's the sheer size of the Hush cape, right? I mean, it's the size, and then you're using that heavy material for the sculpt. And you know, if it was smaller in scope, I don't think it would be a problem. Just its sheer size, I think, is the biggest problem. That's what makes it so heavy. I mean, you know, Iron Studios decided to go the route that they went and said, hey, we're going to use PVC for these big ass capes. I think they did it with their Batman. They did it with their Superman. They're going to do it with their Hawkman and those wings. If they want bigger pieces that are going to be a little bit more dynamic, you're going to have to give somewhere at some point, you know, or the engineering is going to have to really step up its game. Like, I do think that the Prime 1 quarter scale Batman, that new 52 piece that has the bolt through the cape or through the leg or whatever the bolt attaches to the cape on that peg, I think that one would be fine because you're sticking an actual bolt in there. I mean, a bolt should be able to hold a significant amount of weight. So they're going to have to come up with different ways to attach these things if they're going to stick with the heavier material.
George, do you feel like the actual main body of the figure is actually leaning? Is he further forward?
I don't feel that he's leaning. I just feel like he's in like the back leg. The best way I could think of is maybe the back leg when they initially designed it was supposed to be a little bit more out or like less compressed. And maybe the weight is pushing down on that and causing it to maybe warp a little bit. I really don't understand exactly what it is. It's because I've tried to lift the cape up to where the Prime 1 says it should be. And in order for me to get that cape that high up, I literally got to lift the Batman statue up from the back leg in order to get it up that high. The highest it will go, it still sits pretty low on it. It is like never gets that high.
Wasn't the original prototype even more of a crouch?
The initial one, yes. The original.
So imagine what it would be like now then. I mean, imagine with that one, because I would think that it would really be bad. Definitely dragging on the gargoyle's head, but
I don't know. It actually might have been better. You got a lower center of gravity, right? So it may have actually, I think potentially them, for lack of a better term, fixing it or changing the pose of the way they did might have actually caused some of this because he is more upright. Whereas before, if he was crouched down further, that weight might have held that a little bit better or differently.
No, it's interesting. Does it make you hesitate buying a more dynamic statue with this issue?
In this size, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because like
he's like polystone, isn't he? He's like solid polystone, like the other.
Yeah.
Like Noel and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Now the openings. Do you think that if where the peg and the post goes down in, if they had created some other kind of a metal base with an opening to hold all of that, it would have kept that from shifting, might have held it a little more sturdy?
It's possible if they had like a longer key, I mean a longer metal piece. I mean
I mean in the base too.
Oh,
instead of just polystone with the opening, if they'd actually have a metal piece in there to hold it.
I think that's a great idea. Because I know on some of my Arkham pieces where I've taken
like a sleeve to hold it to keep it from disintegrating the material of the base.
Some of the like the little squares and stuff where the pegs go in, you could see where the polystone's kind of chipped away a little.
Because you get a lot of dust.
Yeah,
it's not have to move it or take it apart a lot.
Yeah, it's not massive chunks, but moving my statues around, I've definitely experienced that. So I think that's a great idea of having some sort of metal holder inside of the base. That's a good idea.
Are you guys able to take and move the back foot, like slide the back foot forward and back on your piece?
I don't feel like I am on mine.
See, mine I can. Like when I saw it after months, I saw the where he, how he has his foot in the back. It's kind of like he's like on his toes.
Yeah,
it's kind of like tilted up a little bit. It was that far back where he was just basically had the toes, the curve on the foot came up this way, and it was right on the edge of the back of the.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember seeing that in your video, George, and being really surprised. Mine is, no, I would say at least 3/4 of an inch. The toe from the back edge of the platform that he's on is a good 3/4 of an inch, and that hasn't moved.
Yeah, see, for whatever reason, it moved on me. So I feel like that back foot needed a peg. That needed a peg also, so it landed in the place where it needed to be.
Yeah,
and I think the cape also needed a peg and mounted somewhere in there so that it could keep that from moving down.
Yep.
And then you would have had no issue with it being as heavy as it is.
Yeah.
Because like this piece here, this is highly dynamic, much more dynamic than that one.
Right.
And it's a big piece, and they have multiple keys going into everything to keep it from doing anything, and it stays where it is.
And it gives you peace of mind.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Especially
now, do you think if there had been a piece in the cape somewhere between the cape and the body, like a wedge shape, would have kept it from the cape coming down farther and pulling the body backwards?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's something they need to consider from going forward. Like, some people they canceled their Superman sculpted cape because they were worried about I don't worry about that one as much because it is straight up and down. But I do feel like anything that's leaning forward in the time being, especially if it's, this scale, like you said, George, they need to really consider that, because this is going to happen again. But I really feel like they shouldn't. I mean, I like sculpted capes, but I feel like it should just be different materials.
Yeah.
I think that would solve the problem, if it just wasn't, because that cape is freaking heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that whole statue is heavy. I feel like it's like the heaviest in my collection. Well, no, I'm Mr. Freeze.
I got to tell you though, it looks freaking awesome though.
It does.
I love looking at it.
It does.
I'm so
Yeah,
glad
I like
that we have
sculpted
this
capes.
set.
Yep.
Yeah, I like sculpted capes, and I think too. I prefer museum poses. So that's just my preference, but to each their own.
That's right. Let's see, Eric. What does Eric say here? If the cape is pushing the body forward, it'll be interesting to see how a column in the back will help without it pulling the cape back down. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm afraid the column's just going to create a stress point on that curve on its back across here and
Cracking it, right?
crack it or pop the head off.
Well, it appears as though that's what happened to Extreme's piece, right? He says that he just came home to it and
Shit.
Because like where mine sits, you have one of the flaps of the cape, right? That cut area and the bottom,
Yeah.
and it's right on the horn, like right on the horn of the gargoyle. It was just resting on it like that. So at such a small point there, I would think that with enough weight and time, that would snap, which would then cause the cape to just abruptly do that motion, which I think would pop the head off at that point. So that could have been what happened to him.
yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, time will tell, and that's the thing is, Prime One said that they've gone back to the factory and they've tested it out, but really, the only thing that'll tell is time.
Yeah.
Where we're at. I mean, a year from now, how many of these statues are either going to still be intact, or how people are going to have breakage? Like you just said, time will tell, and hopefully, lessons will be learned from this piece. I still have complete faith in Prime One. I absolutely love their products. And I want to again tip my hat to them, saying, because they could have easily ignored this issue and just said, I don't care, people have already bought them, I'm sorry. But the fact that they said, hey, we're going to send it to you, and we're going to send it to you for free, that says a lot to me about them wanting to. I mean, it's good PR, of course, for them to do that, but at the same time, it does say a lot about their company that they're willing to try to make it right. It might not be the perfect fix, but at least it is a fix, and I appreciate that, and I'm sure you do, George and Dan, especially hearing that. So anyway, I'm really happy about that, and hopefully nobody has any issues with any statues going forward. But unfortunately, gravity happens, so
Yeah.
it just does. So that's the bad thing. But anyway, we're getting closer to the end of the show. I do want to talk about one more topic before we go to photos, before we wrap it up. I want to get your thoughts on something that I am incredibly, incredibly excited about, and that is the Joker movie. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you guys have seen the trailer, I just cannot wait for this film. I think it's going to be fantastic. I did a reaction video, and I know a lot of people are really pissed off about the fact that it's not necessarily directly from a comic. But I do, like I said in that video, that Joker has all of these different backgrounds. He has all these different stories. There's no one real origin. And I just feel like this movie is going to be just another version of that. But I want to hear your thoughts on the trailer. What do you guys think? Are you excited about the movie? Do you think it's going to win an Oscar? What do you guys think?
I think it has every potential. I mean, Joaquin's a phenomenal actor. He brings all the gravitas that you need to the character. I think it's going to be incredible. One thing that I'd personally like to see, and I am not reading anything about the movie. I don't want to hear anybody's, I'm literally reading nothing. I really hope they thread in a couple of elements from the Batman mythos other than Joker into it. So if it's hints at Batman or hints at other aspects of Gotham, or, I know Thomas Wayne's in it and all that, but it'd be cool to see some Easter eggs that way. That would just kind of make it more fun. But,
Dan, I can tell you that there are a lot of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just in the trailers alone, there's lots of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
So,
Then it's awesome. Yep.
What about you guys? Are you guys excited?
I am. I think that it looks fantastic. and that's the great thing about Batman. Batman, across any genre, you get an opportunity. And so, for Joker, same thing applies, right? To have all these different stories, different, you could call it a multiverse, you can call it whatever the hell you want, but the idea of just these characters and being able to be explored in different ways, I think is really cool. I'm fine with it not being comic related at all. I think it's just another story of this particular character that has a place within that universe, and I think that's super cool. And then everything that Dan said just about Joaquin and just his ability there to I think bring this character to life in a different way than what we've seen before. And I don't think that there's any need to compare one Joker versus the other. This guy's better, that guy's better. It's like comparing apples and steak. It's two different things, and it can be allowed to be two different things.
Absolutely.
Yep.
What are you more excited about, Joker, George, or Star Wars?
Star Wars. No, I mean, I'm happy that they're doing the Joker movie, and I think it's cool. Also, you got Jason in the chat said just donated $50, so congrats.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I can't. That's the only bad thing about StreamYard, and they're working on it, but you can't see super chat. So
okay,
thank you very much. Yeah. I appreciate that. JW Statues, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's so my thing is that I got still trying to wrap my head around the idea that this is not going to be an evil versus like a hero type thing, and when I go to see a superhero movie, that's the type of thing I want to do. And I know it's a character from the movie. I know it's going to be like just a study of how he becomes the Joker. So I'm sure I'm going to like the movie. I'm just worried that I'm not going to have as much fun in seeing this movie. Like I feel like I'm going to walk out of there and it's going to be one of those where I walk out and say, man had a tough life. Man, it was it was going to be one of those things,
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a real uplifting film. A Marvel movie it will not be, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I'm okay with it being dark. Like I really liked I personally like Ben Affleck as Batman. I like him in the Batman versus Superman movie. The way they depicted him there was really good. I like that. I'm worried that I'm not going to get that fun aspect of it. Like I find it fun when you have the villain and you have Batman and in it, and it's in that whole fight, and everything. So I'm just gonna have to be okay with it not being there.
Yeah. I mean, and then the Matt Reeves Batman movie that's going to be coming out. I think that is going to be more on the lines of what we want.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like it might be kind of like an Arkham-y, detective story, film noir. So
yeah,
that is what I want out of a Batman film. I want dark, gritty, crime detective, mobsters. I want all of that. So that's my favorite. Kind of like the animated series, like just those type of stories. And apparently they're going to be like 6 or 7 villains, which will be interesting. That's why I get that kind of that Arkham vibe where they're all kind of working together or something or maybe if they would develop my favorite story, The Long Halloween, that would be just killer to me.
That would be killer.
Absolutely love that. So that would be amazing. But anyway, time will tell. So if you're wanting to see that movie, it does, I think October 3rd, I think.
It's the beginning of October, I think.
Yeah.
You guys are going to get to see
really
that
good.
in New York, right?
Do what?
Are you guys going to get to see it at New York when we go to New York Comic Con?
I've heard that they're going to do a screening. Is there you have to sign up or anything? I haven't heard.
I don't know all the details. I think only press passes are able to go, or maybe I'm wrong. I'm not certain, but I think there is going to be a special screening of the movie there.
That would be amazing. I've heard that the actor is going to be there, so Joaquin's going to be there. So that'd be incredible. That'd be a dream come true. So that's coming up. So hopefully we'll hear more as we get closer, because it's getting real close. So that's awesome. I'm getting ready to go to New York next week for the very first time. So I'm really excited about that. My wife and I are going to a play there. So
nice.
Yeah, we're going to go see The Cursed Child, the Harry Potter.
Oh, wow.
2-day play. My wife won like a lottery system because tickets are in such high demand, and she won. So, again, we're going to New York, so I'm excited.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Going to hook up with some of the guys that live there, so that'll be neat. So, So that's that. What else did I want to say? Oh, I wanted to bring up real quick. George, you went to Galaxy's Edge this last week. You don't have to go on and on about it, but tell us a little bit about your experience. What did you think of that?
Dude, amazing. It was amazing. I felt like it makes you feel like you're on a movie set. Disney does a really good job with making you feel like you're encompassed in this city of Batuu, and you can't see any of the other sections of Hollywood Studios when you're in there. So you really feel like you're there. And it's one of these spots that I could say that I would just go back there to hang out. Even if I didn't get to ride the Falcon, I'm happy with just going there, going to the cantina, having a couple of drinks. That was the best part of the whole thing, actually. We met when you go into the cantina, they sit you at group tables. So John and I were sat with a family of 4 and like 3 women. And so completely just random people. And all of us love Star Wars. And we got to talking about the movies. And it was just fun with drinks. And, after 2 big beers, because they give you these huge man-sized beers, I was buzzing. And I was just like listening to the music. I was getting ready to go dance out there. It was great, man. It was a lot of fun. I love the cantina.
That's awesome. What did you think of the Falcon ride?
Oh, the Falcon ride was dope. The first mission we had, we didn't realize that they gave you the option to be a pilot. If you just go up to the line and say, "Hey, I want to be a pilot," they'll move you along to the side. So we found out we were gunners just before we got onto the ride, and we had these 2 pilots that, they flew horrible. They kept the Falcon like dead on the ground, and all of us are yelling at him in the video. Wait till you see the video when it comes out. We're all in the back like backseat drivers. Get that up, get it up, hit the hyperdrive. We're like yelling at him the whole way through. They must have been annoyed with us because the 4 backseat of us were all cracking on them. But the second ride, we got to fly it, and what I can tell you about it is that it's all about teamwork. So definitely go in there with a group of people that you can all work together and know your parts and talk to each other, because you have to work as a team if you're going to finish that mission.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And the other ride is going to be opening in December, so I'm sure you'll be back for that, of course.
Yeah, I will be.
And if you didn't see his video, George just did an amazing video, not only in Batuu, but also all of his swag that he picked up. And check it out. Definitely do that, because it will blow your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of cool stuff. So definitely check that out. So I'm just glad you got to go. I have to wait till like February, I think, before we're going to go. So
you're going to love it, man.
Congratulations on being there. So
thanks.
Hold on just a second. Let's see. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the what was it, the lightsaber build experience?
It's awesome. It's so the lightsaber build experience is by appointment only, but if you keep going back there, they put you on standby. So if you don't have an appointment, don't worry about it. Just keep going back there if that's what you really want to do, or get to the park there early and just go there first. But when you get in there, there's it's kind of like a very like holy kind of experience. The best feeling I had was it almost felt like going to church. They had like the music going, and when the recording, you actually could pick up a lot of the background music. So I felt like it was in a movie, and like this was me there building my lightsaber, and you had all of everything going on, Yoda talking to you, and and it just was insane. So you build the saber, and then everybody ignites it, and it was very, very immersive, and it really, really awesome experience. I really can't. It's hard to explain. You have to actually go there and actually do it. It's worth it. Absolutely worth it.
I've seen a couple of videos about people doing that, and it looks pretty incredible how you pick out all the pieces and do that, and how it was kind of like a very spiritual looking experience going on with the lights and the music and all of that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Disney always does, such a great job with immersion and storytelling. So it's awesome. I know not everybody will get to experience it because it's pretty expensive to do, the lightsaber, but we were talking before the show, really good quality materials. So that does help that it's, solid, and, Disney's doing right by the price. So that's exciting. So again, I know not everybody watches big Star Wars fan, but I'm a big Disney fan, so I can't wait to go. And I'm just glad that you got a chance to go, and I get to live through your videos. So that was that was awesome. That was really cool. That's awesome.
Oh man.
All right, you guys want to look at pictures real quick before we wrap it up?
Sure.
All All right, got a few here. Let me go into that. All right. These are just some photos from the last week or so that have been up since our last show of some of the teasers and things like that. What do you guys know about this one? It's from XM Studios.
So Red Death, I think is the
Death,
character.
Yeah.
And this is from Metal also, right?
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I like it.
Awesome.
Like the version of the Flash. But not the Flash, right?
Right.
Right.
That's cool.
Evil version of the Flash from the to go with that drowned character, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
This scale would, of course, be different than the Prime 1 scale, but it's still awesome.
That's their 1/6.
Yes.
Okay.
These were some teaser images today from Ang Sing that of the Harley Quinn that they're coming out with. They did say that this will be at New York Comic Con.
Cool.
So XM will be represented there at the show, so that'll be awesome. I threw this in. I thought it was cool. It was from Diamond Select. They just revealed today for the It fans out there. I thought this was a pretty cool. This would be a great, budget piece, but thought it was cool.
Yes.
These were some in-hand photos that I put on. This was from, I believe, Christian Voigt. He's going to do a review for us of this piece. This is the Aquaman 1/3 scale from Justice League. Unfortunately, some of these are with a flash, so it makes it hard to see. What do you guys think? How do you guys think this turned out? I'm a little iffy on the head sculpt. I'm not exactly sure how I feel.
I feel like you can't really tell with the flash. Hopefully that's just a flash issue. It certainly doesn't have that likeness that you might see on some of the other versions, but I think pictures. I think with the translucent resin that they use, I think mostly all pictures that you see of that really look kind of waxy.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Lawrence.
don't think they ever do that piece justice because it doesn't look like that when you have it in hand.
Yep. Completely.
I agree. They always look better. Always.
Yeah. And I don't know why it looks so waxy in pictures, but it just does. It looks more like a wax figure on the skin than polystone.
Are his eyebrows really that much darker than the rest of the hair?
I mean, it looks like it. I mean, even with the flash, it looks like it is.
It's like they were painted on.
Yeah, I just,
The forehead looks really big to me.
Yep.
I mean, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
you're right,
the
Jeff.
hair and the forehead
probably right.
seem
Right.
really off.
Yeah.
I
Because
agree.
I'm seeing Battlefield Earth.
Yeah.
John Travolta, Battlefield Earth.
You are
Yeah.
right.
Damn. I can't unsee that now.
No, you can't unsee it. That's hilarious. Anyway, I'm just glad collectors are finally getting this one in hand. I know a lot of people are waiting on this one, so that's awesome. This was also up for pre-order this last week. This is the Batman Arkham City piece. We saw this one at some of the different conventions. You guys still liking this one, or do you feel like it's, I don't know, don't love the scale?
Yeah.
I'm okay with 1/5 scale. I wish they would do more.
Yeah, I
1/5
dig
scale.
1.5. I think 1.5 is a really good scale, actually. I think, it's a space saver, but, it's still got big enough to get that level of detail. And
More affordable for the most part.
yeah, I mean, was this $449?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's not
Um,
bad for that.
Yeah, I hope they do a lot of the other characters. I would love to see them do more. I don't know. It sounded kind of like their response was kind of iffy, like they're only going to do a number of these, but I guess it'll just depend on how well they sell.
Right.
If people buy them, they'll make more.
Yep.
They showed the Gotham by Gaslight too.
Yeah, I do like that one.
Scale.
Yeah,
I
think if
think
was gonna
that
buy-
one looks better.
Yeah, I think if I was going to
I
buy
mean-
one, I would buy that one. But it's amazing what they get quality or detail here with the size. It's amazing what they can do. But anyway, that's the exclusive right there. Okay, so this was also up for pre-order this week. This was the Hush sculpted by Daniel Bell, designed by Richard Luong. And what do you guys think of this one? I know it's not everybody's cup of tea with the kind of the elongated body parts. What do you guys think of this one?
I
Anybody
love
buy
this piece. I love the way this piece looks. I don't like the exclusive. I think it's priced really well though.
Exclusive? Let me show you a picture for those of you that may not have seen it. It is the Captain Cold Gun. I feel like it's pretty lame.
Yeah.
Great.
It would have maybe even like another head sculpt would have been pretty cool.
Honestly, I'm okay if they just didn't even have an exclusive. If it just would have been the Flash
Yeah.
it is and make it limited at that, I would have been good with that. That's perfect.
Yeah, I almost feel like you can just get away with the collector edition on this one and call it a day. Save $15.
Yep.
Yeah. I agree. Anybody pre-order this one?
Doesn't that come out tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it is tomorrow. It is tomorrow. I'm a day ahead of myself.
I want to.
Yeah, it's a cool piece. I like the colors.
Yeah,
So
I think it's great.
Probably will.
Yeah, it's a neat one. I really like the concrete exploding off his foot.
What's
I think
the
it looks really cool.
what's
Yeah, I
the
do
price
too.
on it?
$5.59 or something like that, or
That's a good price, man.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very reasonable. Especially like, I think of Mr. Freeze as being like that 700 price point. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't understand why he was so much. But I think this is maybe Sideshow's kind of coming. I mean, I feel like their prices have been really pretty fair lately.
I agree.
But they're gonna have to turn at some point. It's because it keeps going up the way it is. People are just gonna stop buying.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Agreed.
100%. So I'm really glad to see that turn of events here with, just a little fairer pricing. I think people are really going to respect that.
I love it.
Another beautiful one. This is Gambit. Went up since our last show. Anybody order this one?
Yeah, we got two of them actually.
Really?
Yeah, my brother, we like it so much. My brother wanted one and I wanted one, and he had the XM Gambit on order. So I like that one also. So at first he was okay with keeping the XM, but then we saw it at San Diego Comic-Con and he was like, all right, I want the Sideshow one. So then it became a back and forth between me and him. I was like, you know what, screw it. So Junior is going to get the XM from us, and then we're both getting the two Sideshow.
That's perfect. That worked out great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is such an awesome piece. I mean, just
This one is great.
I mean, just the way that the cards. I mean, I love everything about this. I'm really impressed. Again, this is one though that's real dynamic, so you always have to wonder. But I feel like at this scale, I wouldn't worry near as much as the 1/3 scale pieces for lean anyway.
And not the weight of the body. Because
Right. Those cards are going to be lightweight, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'll be.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be the material. If anybody ever saw the Killer Croc from Sideshow, that the muddy water.
Yep.
I feel like that's going to be that same, and that's incredibly lightweight.
You got to figure these size statues are going to be between 15 and 20 pounds at most. So
Right.
I don't think it's gonna
Yeah.
be an issue.
Right.
Yeah. But really cool. Danger Room base.
Mhm.
Neat statue. This is another one that was out recently, revealed recently from XM. This is their Batman Hush. I know, George, you expressed some interest in this one. Did you order this one? Is this one on your radar still?
It's on my radar right now. I'm still haven't pulled the trigger yet because I have time and I don't need to pull the trigger right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. I like it a lot actually.
Yeah, I think it's neat. And again, it's a cool scale for those of you that might not have the space. And I think the price was pretty decent.
I spoke to Brian about the blue color because we don't know it's supposed to be a little bit more blue than this, but he said he thinks it's just because of the lighting that it looked like that, but it's definitely more blue than what the picture's showing.
Well, that's good to know, because I know I did hear a lot of collectors say that. One thing I don't understand with photography of these statues is all the dark backgrounds all the time. Like, I just feel like if they took in like natural daylight, it would show them off so much better, because sometimes the black just really washes everything out, which is too bad because the statues are beautiful. But this is a cool piece. I hope they do more of it in this Hush line. Have you heard anything, George, about them doing other pieces?
No, I think that the plan on this one is to do different types of Batmans based on the 80 years.
Okay.
So I think that's the plan with it, but I'm not completely certain.
I know Tweeterhead's doing something similar. There's going to be a lot of Batman options for everybody. Everybody should be real happy with
Yeah, I like Tweeterhead, what
what's
they're
all
doing.
coming out. But I love the base. Jason Todd base. It's cool. Yeah, it's a cool piece. Let's see. This was also up for pre-order this week. I know a lot of collectors were really excited about it. This is the Prime 1 cover art Predator, big game Predator. Anybody interested in this? I know this is not necessarily everybody's cup of tea, but cool piece though.
Cool piece.
Cool piece.
Yep. But another rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. This one's really cool. It's got a deluxe, pretty pricey. I think it's like maybe $1,800 for the deluxe, but it does come with a bunch of heads.
Chris, I saw that too. Somebody was saying, was it on Darth Castle the other night? They were saying with the tree with the skin body.
Yeah, I got it right.
It's like $2,400 or $2,500 for that whole set.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is $500 extra for the tree and
Yeah.
the
And the
dude.
crazy thing about this is you can only get it at their store.
Really?
You mean that exclusive part?
The exclusive part, yeah.
Wow.
Prime 1 store exclusive. Now I don't think that means .com. I think that means their store in Japan.
Jeez.
Really?
No, you can get it
Yeah, that's a reason to go to Japan.
on their website. You can order it.
Okay, well maybe I just misread that then. So
Okay.
maybe
If you
there-
just buy the tree and the body, it's $700. If you buy the Predator, you get the dude and tree for $500.
crazy. Okay. Well, it's a cool accessory. I mean, it definitely expands
Yeah.
the base. I mean, it makes it a much bigger statue.
He's comparable in size to Wolf, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The Wolf was pretty pricey too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just big.
Yeah.
Big piece. That tree. I mean, I love the idea of the tree next to it.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't get the tree. I'll be okay with just him by himself if I was to do it.
Yeah, I mean, he looks badass enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then the DX, you get the extra 2 head sculpts too. So I don't know. I mean, I would be fine with the regular,
Yeah.
but it's cool. Wolverine print up for pre-order here soon. I think that looks pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's nice.
I know. I bet A10 would be real interested in that one. Went through those. Let's see. This is
Ultron.
Studio Ultron. Yeah, the new Ultron. They posted photos today.
That's cool.
I think he looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I thought it was Cyborg from Justice League, but
That's cool.
similar look. But I think he's cool looking.
Is
Yeah.
he a PO?
Yeah, he's up for PO already.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, George, I might have to talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hadn't even seen them tease this one.
Huh.
But I think he's cool. I mean, I think the detail and the paint job looks really good.
That's awesome.
I mean, tons of detail. Crazy.
Hmm.
I don't know anything about these guys. The Void.
I don't either.
But
Oh,
Thought it was
Berserk is
from
awesome.
Mars Attack.
it does look like Mars Attack.
Yeah, I mean it's from Berserk, and it's this is one of the gods that kind of these evil beings, but it's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a cool skull.
Yeah,
Yeah. This was another one. I'm assuming from the same game, right?
it's
Anime, right?
actually it's a manga. It's an anime.
Yeah,
Oh, this is different. Okay, I thought it was part of the same.
Well, they both are.
they both are. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both from the same, but it's a manga anime.
Oh, anime, not a game. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, the sculpts are incredible.
Huh.
But pretty cool stuff.
Cool.
All right. Let's see.
There's also one from Infinity Studios. It's Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Majin Vegeta.
Wow.
Do you have that one?
I'm just ordering the tree.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't have it.
I
Sorry, I was too distracted by Jesse. That's pretty good. I love it. Okay, which one did you say?
It's Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Majin Vegeta from Infinity Studio.
I know which one you're talking about, but I don't have the photo of it.
I really like that Infinity Studio Black Panther bust. That thing is nice, man.
That's cool.
And a great price.
Really great price. I was just about to say that.
Queen Studio. It's Queen Studio.
Oh, sorry, Queen Studios. Queen Studios. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really great price.
The prices have been really crazy because I've been considering ordering a bunch of busts, and like you look at Thanos and Iron Man. I think that Iron Man is incredible. The price on him is like $1,000, but then like the Wonder Woman is nearly 3,000. So it's like I don't really know how they are coming up with the different prices, but that Black Panther, I think that's the best value of all of them.
Mm-hmm. You want me to pull up the Dragon Ball Z?
Sure. Yeah, sure. If you can find one, sure.
Okay, I'll share my screen. I don't know.
I wonder if it's the man hours and the punched hair.
Yeah.
I would imagine if it's that medical grade silicone too.
Yeah, I would imagine like the more skin.
Yep.
Yeah.
The more money.
Yeah.
But
are you seeing it, Chris?
But it does make you wonder, though, because the Black Panther has that technology in it that makes it, in the black light come up.
Yep.
And then you have
really cool to have some like black light spotlights where you have that displayed.
Tell me what it's called again, Lawrence. I'll Google it.
It's Dragon Ball Z Battle Series. It's from Infinity Studios. You can pull it up on Spec Fiction.
Is it the? Let's see. Let me go. I'll just go to screen share here.
But even their Iron Spider and their Thanos, it was priced pretty decently too in comparison to Sideshow's bust. So curious about that.
Yeah.
Let me see if this is the one here.
Oh, here we go. I got it. I can share. See if this.
All right, let me stop mine. Let's see. There we go.
You see him on?
Yeah, I can see it.
That looks good.
Yep.
So that's Infinity. I didn't know they were getting into other licenses. Is that just new this week or new recently?
Yeah, it just came up for pre-order this week, I think. So
that looks really cool.
That is neat. Really dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
What's the scale?
It's a quarter scale, I think.
Quarter
might be a sixth. Might be 1/6. Let me see.
That'd be big.
Yeah, I bet
1/6.
1/6. That's you can order from Spec Fiction. Todd will hook you up. He's amazing. Let's see, what else did they announced? Queen Studio is going to have their own website to order from, but not in the United States. Like apparently you can contact them and get a hold of somebody or something, but it'll be better for people on that part of the world. I think you can get stuff a little easier from them now. So
since you speak to the guys at Prime One more than I do, don't they have like a new U.S. distributor now?
They are. Well, it was.
Secret Compass.
Miri at Secret Compass.
Secret Compass.
They announced that they were going to be an official distributor of their. Prime One hasn't announced anything, but that's what they're saying. So.
What I heard on there was that now you would be buying the if you wanted to get it in America, you'd be buying through Secret Compass versus Prime One Studios. But what happens to the orders that we placed with Prime One Studios? I got Super Sons through them directly. Do they honor that, or does it go over to them and now we get better shipping prices? I
would assume it'll still be shipped from Prime One.
Okay.
Yeah.
It might be better to cancel that way and then reorder through somebody else. Because I would imagine, since I don't see the economy shipping coming back anytime soon, with the trade tariffs and all that junk going on right now, like I feel like it's not going to get better in the meantime. So I think that ordering through somebody like Secret Compass or something.
Yeah, and they've already got them on there.
Yeah, I think that would be. I just think shipping is going to be a lot better overall.
And I don't really want to get on political conversation, but if he gets reelected again, then that's definitely gonna be bad for shipping by the time that thing comes back out.
Yeah, I just don't think we're going to be able to get anything cheaply. I mean, period. I just don't. I mean, whether any sort of product.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, that's got to hurt them a little bit. And I don't know. I mean, I know the rumor was that Prime One was looking for their own warehouse and their own, way to ship to the United States better. And I don't know if this is their way to do that through a company. I just don't know. Time will tell, of course, but hopefully they can figure out a way. Because I saw somebody today post that they had ordered. I can't remember what they'd ordered. They ordered a pretty low. Maybe it was Batman Who Laughs or something, and shipping was like $250 from Prime One. But then they put another item in the cart that was a smaller item, and they quoted them $700.
Wow.
So there's still issues there with the quotes. So I just don't know if there's too many balls up in the air right now, and people don't really know. I don't know. I would feel comfortable ordering from somebody in the United States right now.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to get hit with any fees or tariffs, and I don't want to be hit with astronomical shipping. I mean, the statues are pricey enough, but hopefully they'll be able to get it all. I mean, I don't think it's Prime One's fault. I mean, I don't think it's their. I mean, they're a business. They're not gonna lose money by shipping things cheaply. I mean, the fact that they were able to do the economy shipping for a while, that was amazing, because that was the option I chose. I mean, I did choose. I ordered the Liber Mejo Joker from them, so I chose economy shipping because they still had it. Now, whenever it's ready to ship, I'm assuming that option won't be there. So I don't know if they're going to give me the option to cancel or keep or whatever. But
right,
I don't know. It'll be real interesting. But anyway, well, anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up?
I think we've covered it.
All right, good. Well, that was an awesome show. It was really fun to talk about Prime One. Really great to have you on, George. Hopefully we can do this again. That was awesome. And thank you guys, everybody in the chat tonight. Thank you for the gallery, Dan, Lawrence, and Jeff, for being with us. As always, we'll probably be back in a couple weeks. Hopefully I'm moving in the process, so hopefully we'll still be able to have the show on time, but we'll see. So hopefully I'll have a place to do the show. We'll see. I'll be homeless soon, so this home. But anyway, we'll see. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Check out George at MCE if you have never done that. Please give him a sub. He would really appreciate that. And thank you again for being in the chat with us, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks.
All right.
Everybody stay safe out there.
Bye-bye.
See ya.